Welcome to another Needlit video. This time we'll talk about Chinese medicine and acupuncture. Things to cover in 10 minutes. I mean, these are enormous topics, but just to give you a basic understanding of like what's going on and how is this something that we should use in our modern fast-paced lives, is that Chinese medicine, just like Western medicine, it is a science and art of taking care of health. So it's a whole set of protocols, procedures, and prescriptions that we use to address all sorts of problems with human health. In Western medicine, we focus mostly on physical health. So when it comes to emotional health, we manage to address it with basically trying to maintain a certain level of performance for the person, trying to bring in comfort. But we don't really have specific tools for addressing, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. We can manage them, but it's very difficult to treat them. When it comes to intellectual health, same thing. We're just starting to test drugs, starting to approve drugs for intellectual health, meaning health of the brain. For spiritual health, we barely have a conversation in Western medicine about these things. I mean, when a shooter comes into a church and starts executing people left and right, we think that's an emotional problem. That's a typical example of spiritual breakdown, of spiritual lack of health. Spirituality is our ability to connect, to interact, to integrate with the world. And when someone goes off and just like starts killing sometimes members of their own family, this is not an emotional problem, this is a spiritual problem. In Western medicine, we lack any kind of conversation about this. And so goes for sexual health as well. Providing us with ability to sexually perform is not addressing our sexual issues. It's not really improving our health. It's just giving us some sort of way to mitigate the problem. So this is not to criticize Western medicine, but it's really to say we could do better, and we should look for other ways to complement the things that Western medicine does so well, such as bringing comfort, such as emergency medicine. The magic of bringing someone up from no heartbeat is just God's work. It's amazing. But there are also a lot of areas that we're lacking in. Like I mentioned, out of 5, physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and sexual health, we're really excelling at parts of the physical domain in Western medicine. In Chinese medicine, and I'm talking about Chinese medicine, although there are a number of Eastern medicines as well that offer tools and advice and protocols. But in Chinese medicine, everything is much more holistic. The look is really at the whole, not just the body, but our integration into the world. So it's a very, very different, very refreshing approach. And when you start getting into it, I mean, it becomes really fascinating very fast. Basically, all of Chinese medicine is based on Chinese philosophy. And the fundamental laws of Chinese philosophy, namely the laws of energy, the laws of yin and yang, and laws of 5 elements, are the guiding laws of Chinese medicine as well. So Chinese medicine offers us protocols, treatments, solutions for all 5 levels. Now this sounds insane that we don't even talk about it in the West, but unlike Western medicine, in Chinese medicine we can treat successfully not just physical, but emotional, intellectual, spiritual, sexual level. And this is something that Chinese doctors do through different methods. The main 5 tools of Chinese medicine are acupuncture, herbal medicine, and then exercise called Tai Chi, which is an exercise basically for preventing disease, for maintaining health. And then Qigong, which is a set of different exercises for specific organs to build up the weaknesses. So Chinese doctor will actually prescribe this type of exercise, do these sets of 5 for your liver, and then do another set of two for your heart every day or twice a week, or whatever frequency the doctor chooses. So these 5 tools of Chinese medicine, again: acupuncture, herbal medicine, tai chi, qigong, and then finally Chinese traditional massage, which is called tuina, which is some variations of it are practiced all over the world nowadays. So out of these 5 tools, what acupuncture offers is maybe the most immediate, most direct access to health, because unlike herbal medicine that relies more on a bloodstream and blood work, and really improving, tonifying blood, improving organs through the bloodstream, through the digestion and digestion tract, acupuncture accesses organs directly through their energy, through the energy they receive from the network of electrical vessels that our bodies have. So in acupuncture, we use needles. It's the same principle, by the way, as acupressure. Acupuncture uses exactly the same points, exactly the same theory. The difference between them is that when we put a needle in, we basically generate artificial emergency. We fake the body's response. We force the body's response by inserting an object inside the body. We're telling the body that this may be something that needs immediate attention. With acupressure, the body can say, come back another day, I just don't feel like it. This is something, like it may feel good, but it's not really urgent matter to address. But if you put something inside, the body knows bad things happen when there's penetration, when there's, something enters the domain. So what we're talking about is artificial emergency that forces the body to send resources to that location. If we're in the right point, the right location, we're on a meridian, on one of the electrical pathways in the body, and those resources that collect around that needle will fly down the wire, light up the organ, like a little electroshock to your liver, spleen, heart, whatever is that we're treating. Now, when we say electroshock, it's important to memorize, to understand that we're using body's own energy. So it can never harm itself. It's never going to overdo it. It can only send as much as is needed, and or less. So the reason why acupuncture may sometimes be described as quackery, described as pseudoscience, there are stories of like, I tried acupuncture, it didn't work for me. Well, the reason for that is not because the acupuncture itself doesn't work. It's how we place the needle, where we place the needle, and then more importantly, what is your body capable of doing with that stimulation. So sometimes it will be a full response and you will feel great difference after an acupuncture session, and other times it will be no change at all. So that doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that it wasn't stimulated enough, long enough times, or strong enough. There are definitely issues with needling technique. It differs. People learn different types of needling technique, and then they have results proportionate to how well they're able to move energy in one's body. So acupuncture relies on the theory, on the discovery that we don't know where it came from. It's thousands of years old. It's a whole different topic of like, why is it so little that we know about history of Chinese medicine and acupuncture as well. But and it's a long conversation. But the main thing to say is that most likely there was a messenger. Most likely there was somebody who came along and said, this is how it works. We've seen examples of that in human history, in different civilizations over time. Tesla is one of these. Like, how did this guy know not just how it works, but how to generate it, how to move it, how to use it? Where did he learn it from? I mean, these people appear once in a while and change this is an example of revolution in nature. It's very rare, but when it happens, it really impacts the whole world. So just like we electrified, the whole globe is electrified 100 years after Tesla, less than 100 years after Tesla. We're looking at something that was explained by someone very, very long time ago and practiced over centuries with enough success, if not with tremendous success, with enough success that it survived all the challenges over time. And now it has penetrated our Western medical environment, and we see acupuncture in hospitals, in major health centers all over the Western world. Now we see acupuncturists on staff. Again, when you go to Wikipedia and you see that, in the first paragraph of the acupuncture article, the words quackery and the word pseudoscience are mentioned. It's just crazy how uninformed or ill-informed we are about what it does, how it works, and its potential. So finally, just one thing that I wanted to mention that hasn't been mentioned yet. So acupuncture relies on the theory that in the body there is energy, which we know it anecdotally, right? We know that human body can go up to 14 days with no food, which is fuel, right? Up after these 2 weeks, we perish, we die. So why is that? How can human heart keep working for 2 weeks, up to 2 weeks, with no additional fuel? There has to be a battery in the body. There has to be energy in the body, storage of energy in the body. In Chinese medicine, that battery is kidney. And all the network of energy vessels on the body serve all cells on the body. Just like we have blood networks that deliver nutrients and oxygen to our cells, we have electrical networks that traverse the whole length of the body and provide electricity for all of our cells. Now, the fact that we cannot measure that in Western science, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's not the first time that we're lacking tools to measure. So, should we throw this all away? Should we throw away, hundreds, if not thousands, of years of using this tool just because we don't understand that we cannot measure the energy? It's nonsense. If you start talking about energy and how we feel, we all have expression in every language. Every human knows what it means to say, today I have no energy. But according to Western medical science, this is nonsense. What do you mean you have no energy? It's just a feeling. No, we know very well when we're depleted. We know very well when we're down. We know very well when we cannot go on, which is why depression is treated with good success rate with acupuncture, because we treat the battery, we build up resources, we make the body stronger, so people don't feel like saying, I give up, I can't go on. The classic expressions of depression. But this is just to illustrate, it's about energy. It's about how much energy we have, and how do we access this energy. Chinese medicine, and specifically acupuncture, offers direct tools and procedures for it, whereas in Western medicine and in our lifestyle, our daily culture, we have no access to, not even to this conversation of how much energy you have and what are you going to do with it. And if you think about it, our life is just a result of how much energy we have. Because if you don't have any, you're sentenced to Netflix. You're just sitting on your couch. That's all you can do, because there's not enough resources to do more than that. So it becomes a very mechanical, very practical, and very easy to understand conversation if you start looking, if you scratch the surface, if you start looking a little bit deeper into these conversations of Chinese medicine and acupuncture specifically as the main tool. So that's all I have to say about this today, and I hope this was worth your time. Click subscribe if you can. If you like the video, click on that notification bell as well to get the notification when I upload the next one, and see you around. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.